Okay. My name is Jamal Kazemi. I am the owner of 3424 Southport, which is just down the street from Shirley's house, and she's been kind enough to give us an interview today on about the birds and their nesting and the kind of mess and so on that it creates. So go ahead, Shirley, introduce yourself.
My name is Shirley McGinnis. I live at 3416 Bruner Drive. And the birds came from the other side of the river where the nests were destroyed, and they came over and settled here on Southport. I have turtles in the backyard, my pets, and the birds pick up the babies and kill them. And my turtles are a protective species also. There's bird poop all over. I have a skylight on my house. I have to get a ladder and get up and clean it because of bird poop. It's just really been a mess, and I will be really thankful if somebody can help us move them on to another area. Thank you.
Shirley, I wanted to ask you, when I first moved over here, which was just in February, soon after you and I met, and you mentioned to me about the real estate agents and how they were coming around, and there's one in particular, is an Asian fellow, and you said you talked to him, and you mentioned to him, what did you say to him exactly?
I talked to more than one realtor. I would say be sure and tell the prospective buyer about the birds. And they'd say, oh yes, but whether they did or not, I'm not sure.
Right. So, well, needless to say, they didn't tell me, and you know about that because I talked to you about it and some of the other neighbors. And we have a neighbor just down the street who recognized the person. His name is Mr. Henry Ung, and he's the real estate broker working for the bank whom she talked to. And although, you may not know him by name, but I think you have talked to several, as you said.
Yes.
And you did mention to them, make sure to say. Now, other than that, you've said to let the new owner know about the birds. The reason being is because of the loud noise, right? Of the mess that they have. Now, the mess includes not just the bird poop or the droppings, but it's dead fish, dead rats,
Yes.
dead mice.
Yes.
The smell of the dead birds,
Yeah.
the young birds that fall down. And as you've seen before, and I'm just saying it in your words, is that there's just so many dead birds that you have to pick up and put in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And even our neighbor here next door has complained about the smell of that.
Yes,
So
yes.
and there's a school right behind us, and we know
The
about
walkway for the students to go to the school is terrible. Dead creatures, bird poop, everything. And these little kids, this is elementary school, and they have to walk through that to get to school.
that. Right.
Something should be done about that, if nothing else.
And you, how do you feel about the real estate agents? I know you said that you talked to them. What do you feel exactly about what they should have said to me?
Well, I feel that they let the buyer down because you should have been aware of what you're getting into.
Yes, my name is Damon Woksch. I live at 3424 Bruner Drive on the corner of Southport and Bruner, 2 houses down from Jamal's. And I've lived here for 35 years. Those birds that I've occupied his tree came in about 5-6 years ago. And they're very messy. I have to wash their excrement off my pavement almost every day. I have 3 automobiles that I park outside that are covered almost constantly. I've found one of the birds a few years back in my garage, and it was alive, but it made a mess in there I had to clean up. So it's a very messy scene down there, and it has to be unhealthy for everyone in this neighborhood. And I just want it to be known that the realtors that sold Jamal that house were well aware of those that tree and bird problem before they put it on the market. And we've tried to collect in the neighborhood to get rid of the tree, but the woman that lived there wanted to keep the tree, and it's a beautiful tree, but the birds aren't. So that's...
Damien, a couple of things that I think we need to mention is the fact that, you mentioned the unhealthy, the unsanitary condition of the house. and in the surrounding area. Now, I live there, and I probably see this more often than you, but we have rats, mice, dead fish, dead birds. The
correct.
smell of the birds, and also the fact that we have a school right behind.
Sequoia Elementary School.
Sequoia Elementary School.
Sequoia Elementary.
And the children, have access right in between the two houses to go to school. And we see them dodging the birds, running through, and a lot of the parents have decided not to even come through that area because of the fact of the birds. And you also mentioned the fact that the realtor should have definitely let me know of the problem. So it is clearly a disclosure issue. Is that the way you feel?
Oh, exactly how I feel. You should have been notified that there was a problem, and everyone involved with that house was well aware of it.